Hi, it's Miles Red Songbird. Miles Red riled up a little. Miles Red Bird Song in New York City. I have a lot of data here, so let me get started. Posted to Facebook, suggestion we make a documentary surviving white people. That was a suggestion of somebody on Facebook, and this is what I wrote. Let's make a documentary. Stop crying. Stop jiving. Without white people, our asses would still be slaves in Africa, in Somalia, or Libya. Give out a holler. Thank you, white people. Sorry it was such a bother. Black people need to think a little deeper. Black Americans are the richest blacks on earth. Thank God, and the white man and the black egg and sperm for my American birth. Just keeping it real, for real, is a thrill. The best deal. Chill. Okay, now let's move right along. I said the Jews never learn. They cheat to earn. They chew flesh and blood, never meant to be used as food. If your conscience is clear that you have put no shit, no dead animals, no bodies, dick, in your mouth, or if you have those memories you can release by doing talk and share. A gift from Jesus Christ and his wife, the Michelle Birdsong, Eve. Jesus Christ being Gorinda Singh. One your memory, what's that mean? I don't know what that means. Just regarding your memory. Your mouth are clean when your spouse touches your tongue with his. I think this is once your memory. Okay, your tongue, I'm lost here. Let me start again. I don't know what this word is. What is that word? An energy, or is that one energy? One your memory? That doesn't make sense. Once your memory. And your memory regarding your mouth are clean when your spouse touches your tongue with his. You'll feel it, sensation. You'll create a sensation in your honey pot, the two soft spots, like Dot and Jen jarring the ark in the park. That's a reference to Dot and Jandara went to the park. That's what that is. That's the rhyme I wrote when my granddaughter Jandara was born. Dot is a cat. Seesawing. You saw you. See. Jenny Blue Eyes meets Jeannie Brown Eyes. That's from the rap. Seesawing, that's in the rap. Jenny Blue Eyes meets Jeannie Brown Eyes. A rap rapped by Melanie Lynn Spear, written by Eve, the Michelle Birdsong, inspired by Jandara Michelle Ranzinger, Eve's earlier mother, now Eve's granddaughter and family friend. Fallon was the other inspiration for the rap. Fallon is the daughter of Rochelle and granddaughter of Linda Llewellyn, once Mary Queen of Scotland. Melanie's guilty conscience from when she had been Cleopatra. Michael John Spear visited, that's her father, the exhibit of ancient Egypt culture, and told his wife, the Michelle Birdsong, They, the Egyptians, worship the dead. That's talking, Sarah. Why they enslaved the Jews to make them pay for voting to crucify their Savior, Jesus Christ, superstar. Jews to make them choose to eat poo. That's something Owen Benjamin says on his podcast that Jews do. Then when the karma was paid off, Moses, their Savior, came to rescue them. Like the Einstein was a savior, a vegetarian. He didn't eat any pigs or poo. The Jews went back to their wicked ways after Moses got the Ten Commandments and told them how to behave. Eating the pigs, the Jews eating the pigs and other animals, and attracted similar punishment as when they had voted to kill Jesus Christ. They have been sent by the light. Moses had been sent by the light to enlighten the world so they would live right. Okay? So then the world from Judas, who once again tried to make the Jews pay. That's World War II. Hitler was Judas. Stevie Wonder's Hitler. Hitler outsmarted himself. He paid to suicide and murder of his wife, Eva Braun, who was Melanie Lynn Spear. Made his karma steep. Born to a prostitute, I'm talking about Stevie Wonder now, born to a prostitute and a pimp, which he couldn't stand to see himself. So an RN saved him and hided his eyes for his reality. So he'd rather see nothing than see his mother be a prostitute and his father be a pimp. You get that? The RN picked up on this and blinded him. I also go what I hoped for. I also got what I hoped for? Yeah, I also got what I hoped for. Stevie Wonder got what he hoped for, which was not to have to see that his mother was a prostitute and his father a pimp. Okay, so I also got what I hoped for. Yesterday, I hoped those Asians, teens, who buy food and drink elsewhere and come to eat it under the roof and in the light of day of Duane Reade. They had to pay for that electricity of Duane Reade, and they have to pay rent for the roof. Starbucks would be forced to go. So I hope these boys would be forced to go where they belong. Today, at least the next day, I went into Duane Reade around lunchtime, and it was empty of trespassers. Not one Asian nor their followers chomping down their animal between bread. Sandwiches. And food coloring added sugar water to drink. Did you get that? They weren't standing there chomping down on dead animal body parts between bread and drinking sodas, which is colored water added to water. That's what the Chinese do. Bring the money that they've earned hacking into our technology, and they start buying up property in our country, like in Beverly Hills, or is that Saudis? Wherever, they buy property all over. They want all of us, and until Trump, they got the best deal. Now they want free market thrills. I hope we take back our land, our houses, and punish with sanctions the intellectual and creative property they've stolen, and warn them against planting 100 million of their citizens to try to overshadow the Africans' view. They want to put 100 million Chinese in Africa, because they got billions of people, as they and the Jews and the Muslims do in the U.S. The U.S., they flood us here, the Jews and the Muslims and the Asians, they flood us here in the U.S., and then they try to impose their views on us. They want us to think like they think. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. These people are, when in Rome, do as we who have roamed here do. See, that's ridiculous. Stop Attila the Hun, George Soros, who empowers the Chinese, so they won't take his money from when he plummeted the Jin dynasty. They took everything and slaughtered Mild Red's granddaughter, who was Jindara of Jin dynasty. Those Chinese, when Attila the Hun George Soros overrode, when he was Genghis Khan, he overrode the Jin dynasty, right? George Soros owes his money to Eve for her mother, who she always wanted to make rich. That's Jindara was my mother, because she knew from her mother's words, that her family didn't deserve to be treated like poor peasants. That was Melanie N. Spear as Jindara's mother, and she said that. As they were treated during the Jin dynasty, and knocked out Jindara's grandfather, Michael John Spear, who Jin killed when he was in her womb. That's when she was my mother, and Michael, my husband, Jin's grandfather, was in her womb as a fetus. That's how he paid for his sin. Okay, so he was an abortion, you get that? When he operated the guillotine and chopped off the head of the queen he adored, Mild Red, Marie Antoinette. So that's me when I was Marie Antoinette, the Queen of France. And Michael, who is my husband now, adored me, but he chopped off my head at that time. He was a guillotine operator. He used to play with guillotines. Michael used to play with guillotines as a child. So the young, innocent, inexperienced Queen of France, innocent of any evil intent. The mob was on a roll. That's the French Revolution I'm talking about. Kill, kill, all whose power and respect hold. He sold his role as his goal, never to unfold the roles. He didn't want to be reminded of the evil deeds he left behind him. Those who are afraid of the truth are those not yet uncovered, or those afraid to face their own unwarranted fears. Okay, so those are the ones who are afraid of fear itself. The people up here have these evil deeds they haven't made amends for. But great master, that's Michael John Spear, the guillotine operator, helped Hitler Judas pay back the corrupt Jews who use us, the U.S., as Steve uses us, to bleed for the cover-up of jumping in the grave, playing dead. Hitler killed himself, okay? Now Steve creates so many sounds to distract us, so we don't say, Stevie Wonder, What bad deeds did you do in your past to deserve a life of boredom, the curse of not being able to get better, have to stay worse with the fat cat purse, 'cause you never opened up to Eve, Mary, Jesus Christ's wife? The Michelle Bird song, and apologized for stealing her husband and her rights to have fame and fortune and reward for the good life of sacrifice she lived lifetimes after lifetimes. Okay, you get that? Okay. Hopes. I hope before I'm released from St. Francis of Assisi, Residence 3, First Class Prison, those identified, I leave with a sense of appropriate pride, and they attract visitors. Okay, the ones I identify, like Pythagoras and Eleanor Roosevelt, John Milton, St. Philip, St. James, St. Andrew. See, there are a lot of good people here, and I identified them. So I'm hoping that I leave them with a sense of appropriate pride, and they attract visitors to their side, and eyes and ears visits from these stateside who leave them donations, no more, no less than they desire. I hope before my babies are born, I have an appropriate space to welcome them in. I hope I have all the servants I need so as not to have to continue endeavors that are mountains of exhausting me. I hope I can soon rest. After all, I'm Mount Everest, and the moon about to crest, as my God, from sunrise to sunset, is not the Jew. They lost the bet. Jesus Christ returned to earth to rescue Earth's true worth. All day long, the Michelle Bird song. When I want to know the truth of what's going on, I listen to the Michelle Bird song, or to her son Sing Bird song, or to her daughter of color Robin Bird song, or to Melanie Lynn Spear, the sister of Singing Robin Bird song, or to the other father, Michael John Spear, of Sing and Robin Bird song, the husband of the Michelle Bird song, or I listen to the other members of the Holy Royal Family, the other lives of the Michelle Bird song, the daughter-in-law of the father of the infinitely bright, those whose humility and sincerity delight our very soul, those who warm our soul, those who give a tinker or a bucket of pee what I feel the urge to let flow from me, a stream urine, or an orgasm experiencing Pike's Peak. Life as a dyke is crazy and bleak, and no new life comes to be. Your cum is without testosterone, backbone. A lesbian's cum is only pee-pee. Justice delayed. Okay, that's the end of that. This is a new topic. Justice delayed is justice denied. Gratification delayed is the build-up so great. You, Eve, martyr, since Eden, are owed everything. That's talk and share. The decision of the King of the universe, Govinda Singh, Jesus Christ, who himself was owed everything. 'cause everything he gave as the greatest male slave of the human race. Now he's ready to be paid. As Mary, he saved from his own, for his own gratification. She makes him happy. Mary makes him happy. He's given her his legacy of all there ever was, ever is, and ever could be. Heaven. She loved him because she loved him completely. Though she inspires, she insists he take half her pleasure comes from sharing and feeling the happiness of a we, not just a me. It's about unselfishness, you get that? Okay. And gratitude. I hope Tyler Perry, no, I get down here. I hope Baba G takes back half of all he gave me so he can spend eternity on a giving spree and never have to give out like the giving tree. That was me, Mary. Hey now, I see that's talk and share why he gave so much to me. He meant it when he said, I don't want you to die. You are the sum of the sun in the sky. Without you, he has no one to match the fun he gives everyone under the sun. Enter joy. Jesus orders I, O, E-I-E-I-O, E-I-E-I-O. Attention to what I sow. I owe attention to what I sow. You see, that's called karma. Okay, where am I now? Am I going to read all this? I don't think so. Let's start here. I hope I am carrying the result of his second coming. The first coming was a baby I lost. Conscious Jiving Ming Dynasty coming. Babaji I, Baba Black Sheep. Gurinder Singh C.I. Will ordered Ostara and Will ordered the Saint. I hope no one steals or borrows my work. As it moved, it would be a crime. I hope Tyler Perry discovers me on Facebook, YouTube, and gives me stardom in the new Hollywood movies realm. I hope Stevie Wonder's money gives me and the Holy Royal family the opportunity to show our ability to warrant and receive stardom on Broadway for our deeds and climax with the Immaculate Conception birth of Holy Royal family, including new babies. Okay. I think I'm done. Oh, let's do this one. Lady Lord's lover. Lady Lord's lover. Lady slaver, lady savior. You're not ashamed to say, this is a song lyric. The Lord pulled you out of the grave. The Lord built up your confidence, saw through your odd defense, coaxed you down from off the defense. Being one of a kind, left you without any friends until the Lord married you after he persuaded you to go within yourself, until the Lord picked you from among all the other flowers in the garden. You weren't chomping at the bit. You were picked, as you were the most beautiful among the beautiful, the sweet berry on the vine, the womb in whose nature is to be kind. I want as my wife for all the time, the contentment of my mind. You're the beat of her heart. Lord gave you freedom to play your part. You're the artist of all art. For better or for worse, I bow to the king's queen of the universe, the sun I verse. You are the star's star. You are truly are the one virtuous woman. Eve, order, us, U.S. The wife and mother who passed the grueling test. You wisely chose to do and be your best. I crown you best wife and mother in the world. This boy says yes. Of the billions of others, you're my best girl. Content to be what you were meant to be. My fairest seed, without a speck of greed. Believe and receive. What you give energy to, you get. What you give, you get. If yours is pure, heart, heaven, energy, Eve, Adam's madam, her true. You see that? Adam's madam, her is true. You can fathom. I think that's it. That's it. Okay. Just, right? Yeah, because I gave you that. Okay, it's my red songbird in New York City. This is Jesus Christ going to sing. That's a representation of Eve, Mary, the Michelle Bird song. Okay, I'll talk to you again very soon. Ciao, ciao.